There's the pile of lumber that I have. Most of it is redwood. There's some oak over there on the right. But I'm just cleaning up all this paint off the redwood to make these planters with. Get this out of the driveway. So these are the planters that I'm building. I'm using the redwood that I got from taking apart the deck at someone's house we were working for. And I just used my hand palm sander, sanded it down, get that paint off of it. This is the wood this is what it looks like after you sand it, and this is what the paint looks like. So I'm just taking all that paint off and bringing it back down to bare wood. And I'm using my belt sander to do that. I got to cut down 3 different sizes, 18 inches, 30 inches, and 36 inches. All this wood is reclaimed wood from a deck that we disassembled for somebody. Took it apart and put in a new deck. So a lot of this wood is old redwood, and there's some Douglas fir. You can see right here, most of it's red. I got a whole bunch ready. There's one already built, and then there's 2 more boxes right there, and I'm working on a 4th box right here, planter boxes. So they're 36 inches by 18, and they're about 30 inches high. So just to reduce waste, I'll take a board and I'll, measure out 30 inches or 36 if it's long enough, and then I'll take 18 inches, and this will be the waste on this board, and try to reduce as much waste as I can while still making the components that I need. I picked these dollies up for $8 a piece at Harbor Freight. For those who don't know, lumber wrap is like a tarp, and when you order lumber from a company, they will wrap it with this tarp material to protect it from the elements. That way the wood doesn't warp as much or get damaged by the sun. This wood I'm cutting here is just to make a picture frame, just a rectangle around the top of the planter boxes to cover up the tarp and just finish out and give it a good look. Here I'm just shooting with an 18 gauge nailer, just holding down the top, getting it in place, and then I put a couple screws in afterwards, but I'm sanding it down also just to prevent any splinters. I went to the local garden center, and this was one of the cheapest ways to get soil. I learned to fill the bin about halfway on the ground and then fill it up the rest of the way in the car. Otherwise, it's pretty heavy. I'm taking that mixed dirt and putting it into the bins. imagine riding down a steep hill in this. So we're rolling these planters out into the sun this morning. We move them back at night just to keep them out of the way, keep our driveway open. You can see I'm using my router to take some wood out to put the tiles in. And I got these tiles from my house. They were taken down and we were able to go in and kind of scavenge some materials. That's what this wood is here also. It's also from that same house that were taken down. I'm using Gorilla Glue in this caulk tube here to hold the tiles on. Hopefully it'll do a good job this year. We'll see how that works out. So as you can see from the height of our plants, we've been working on this project for a few months now. I was glad we were able to use that wood, some old redwood, instead of just throwing it in a burn pile or bringing it to the dump. I'm glad I was able to use it to build something that we're going to use, you know, and get some food out of it. So just kind of honoring the life of that tree. And another thing, these wheels that we put on them have come in handy. We've been having to pull them in out of the sun. I think the radiant heat off the driveway is causing maybe too much heat on these plants because some of them are getting wilted at certain points in the day. So yeah, the wheels have turned out nice. Can push them all over the driveway. It's kind of nice when they need shade, put them in the shade, bring them out in the morning for the sun. So there we have some sage, oregano, basil, some thyme, and this one we have dill and green onions. The green onions are poking up the side over there. And this one we have some leeks, and those are, I can't wait for those. Shannon makes some really great leek stew or soup with some potatoes and chicken. And coming over here, you can see the tomatoes. We have all the 6 different kinds of tomatoes and 2 different kinds of red peppers that we're growing. So I'm really looking forward to this bounty this late summer. Let us know what you think about our planters. Thanks for watching.